time like this in your presence. Father Lord God, I will not speak as a man. I pray that you anoint my lips of clay, O Lord. Sanctify the sanctuary.
Amen.
Sanctify every soul that is under the sound of my voice. Prepare our minds, O Lord. I will speak your heart alone. Thank you, everlasting King of glory. Take all the glory, O Lord. In Jesus' name we have prayed. Amen. You may be seated. The second of the house, Pastor Fakulty. Thank you very much, sir, for giving me the grace to come into the sanctuary today to come and speak the word. I don't take it for granted, sir. God bless you, sir. Mommy Kuti, God bless you, ma'am. I celebrate God in your life. And I decree that everything that the Lord has committed into your hands will continue to come to fruition day in, day out. In Jesus' name. Amen. Health Sunday. And I also know it also doubles as the Youth Sunday. So what I have aimed to do is tie 2 in 1. The flyer that the pastor sent to me as well said, check your spirit. So the message is going to be in twofold. I'm going to be talking to the youths, and then I'm going to talk generally about checking our spirits, which is like a spiritual MOT, a spiritual checkup for you and for I. Praise God.
Hallelujah.
So today, and I'm going to make it very, very simple. Very, very simple. And it's going to be interactive as well. And because of this situation of things in the country, as we know, I want to talk about youth and drugs. Youth and drugs. Because for everything that has gone wrong in this nation today, the bedrock, the foundation, when you trace it, whichever way, it goes back to a kind of drug use, drug abuse, drug sale, anything. Everything's the pivot of everything that has ever gone wrong with crime, the stabbings, the killings, has got to do with drugs. So, youth, I want to talk about drugs and the youth. So I'm going to go quickly. What is a drug? What is a drug? A drug is a medicinal substance that has a physiological effect on the body. A drug is any substance that alters the way your body functions, either physically or psychologically. And 2 things, drugs will be legal, which is the kind of drugs that your GP will give you, and or illegal as well. Alcohol, caffeine and tobacco, cannabis, ecstasy, cocaine, heroin are illegal drugs. Drugs affect the central nervous system. So if you think it's cool to take drugs, I say to you this morning, it ain't cool. It's not cool at all. Psychoactive drugs include depressants, stimulants, hallucinogens, and drugs have various effects on people. Some people become depressed when they take drugs. Some become angry. Some become aggressive. Some become sleepy. Some become unmotivated. Some become paranoid. Some become anxious. Some become talkative. You just talk. It leads to a lot of emotional problems and negativity. Drug dependence among youths is on the rise and is on alarming rate. And I'm just an ambassador for the church and for the world out there that we should stop being over spiritual in church. If you see a sign, nip it in the bud. Because we have drug peddlers amongst us. We have drug users even in church. Either you want to believe it or not. So mothers, open your eyes wide. Fathers, send out your spiritual antennas. Don't be over spiritual. It's a health check. So drugs are essentially poisonous. a drug is poisonous. The amount taken determines the effect the drug has on you. A small amount will act as a stimulant. It speeds up your heart. A greater amount could put you to sleep. That will act as a sedative. It slows you down. You become slow. And an even larger amount becomes poisonous. It poisons the blood and can kill. So drugs can kill you just like that. It distorts the user's perception of his environment. Drugs make people behave oddly, irrational, inappropriate. They could become destructive. Drugs block off sensations. And even if you don't know, Panadol can kill you, paracetamol can kill you. So even prescription drugs that generally will provide relief to pain can kill you. It could reduce your alertness. If you look at it very well, sometimes they will say you should not take more than the prescribed dose. So follow that. If you take it too much, it distorts the clarity of your thoughts. So medicines are drugs when they are not used in recommended dosage. It can become dangerous and can kill. Drugs affect your memory. It affects your memory. Some youths, think that drug will boost up creativity. For example, some youths in music, they think that when they use drugs or smoke cannabis, they can spit, using the street language now. They can rap. But it's all lies from the depths of hell. It's all lies. It's all lies. It destroys your creativity. It blocks your memory. So, youths in this church, I can see you around. Don't be drawn into the use of drugs. And parents, the most common drugs available to use is cannabis. And some common names, because you need to know the lingo. Some will say joints. Some call it nail. Some call it weed. Some call it blunt. Some will simply call it grass. Some will call it skunk. Some will call it dope. Some will call it ganja. And some could actually say gangster. That is cannabis. So you parents in church, you need to know the lingo. It's there under our noses. Don't be over spiritual. When you pray as well, apply wisdom. Wisdom and get understanding. That's what the Bible says. So please familiarize yourself so that you see the danger sign. Marijuana is used to get high. It's used to get hyped up. When children go to 16, like it could be celebration for a 16th birthday, even 18th birthday, even 21st birthday. It's there for the taking. It's the way they serve the jollof rice. That's the same way that they serve cannabis, if you don't know. So parents, be wise. Be wise. Be wise. Praise God. Hallelujah. So marijuana causes loss of coordination, distortion in sense of time and vision, hearing loss, distortion, sleepiness. So if you notice that your teenage son or teenage, an adult, a young adult is sleeping too much, or you notice a change in pattern or a change in behavior, parents, wake up. And I say to people in church, it's not something that you cover up. Seek help. So it's not just prayer. Prayer alone is not going to do it for the church. It's about taking practical action. Yes, you can tell your pastor. You can tell mommy pastor, but take action as well. If you need to, if they need to go to a drug therapist, by all means, let them see the drug therapist. Praise God. Marijuana causes heart attack if you don't know. Impaired memory, mental illness. Marijuana can make you go mad. And no amount of prayer. No amount of prayer sometimes will reverse that. So when people go stackers, they will really, really go stackers. So be careful. Alcohol too has so many names. Some will call it booze, some call it hooch, some call it just juice. And you will think they're just talking about orange juice. It is not orange juice. Church, wake up! Common drugs that our children use. People who come to church and sprokoko and sprakaka and are even in the choir. Some are ushers. Young people, they use alcohol. They use cocaine, crystal meth, LSD, painkillers, codeine, tramadol, inhalants. Some sniff glue just to get high. Ritalin, heroin. You know, Proverbs 22:6 says, train up a child in the way he should go, and when he is old, he will not depart from it. So church, mothers, fathers, train your children. Generally, parents often fail to take the time to sit with our children, to just befriend them, to speak their language, to find out what's going on. And sometimes when they don't find that love, that acceptance, that engagement with you, then they engage in something else outside the four walls of your house, outside the four walls of the church. That is when, because they don't have your attention, they don't have your love, you know, somebody will say to them outside, I mean, where they find the brethren, you know, they find a sense of belonging. Then they get carried away and they will possibly get hooked on drugs, because that gives them, they probably think it will give them a sense of belonging. Church, wake up. So if it's 20 minutes in a week, parents, start doing that. Talk to them. Yes, you've preached the Bible, you've taught them scripture, but practicalize it as well. Look out for any signs, not necessarily drugs. Even if you notice that your child is not happy, you know they are down or something, find out so that they don't look for answers in the very, 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 very wrong quarters. And I tell you, marijuana is just out there, just like sweet, and it is a gateway drug. When I say gateway, it opens the gate to every other drug. Once you try it, it's very, very difficult to stop. Once you start, cannabis is difficult to stop. And it's a free world. And also, even God who created us has given us free will. You know, you must always teach your child that they have the freedom to say no to their friends, to peer pressure, anybody that is trying to introduce them to drugs. I call them the lost generation. And it's very, very disheartening. The rejected youth will go for drugs. A child that has self-esteem issues could experiment with drugs. Peer influence. A child that has no confidence. Cultural alienation and frustration. A lot of us adults in this church, I can see a lot of us around, we seem to forget that our culture is different from the children that we have given birth to in this country. And then we try to bring that formula that was used to raise us, and we try to use that same formula to raise that child. It's not going to work. It won't work. I'm not saying don't discipline them, but a lot of times you find out that you expect the children to behave, well, I'm a Nigerian, to behave as Nigerians in the four walls of your house, in the four walls of the church. But when they get to school, it's a different ball game. When they're in the shopping mall, it's a different ball game. Health check, church. Wake up! Wake up. Let there be a blend of the two cultures so that those children are not frustrated, are not culturally alienated, and then they start looking for answers in different places. Church, wake up. Also, parental expectations sometimes could drive your children into the use of drugs. A lot of Christians, you don't look at the hero on the inside of your son or your daughter. You don't look at the X factor in each child. I can see one unique person, another unique person, another unique person, and another unique person. And if I say the four of them are my children sitting here, they are four, despite the fact that they have come from the same womb, they are four different individuals. Yes. So parents, yes, you have prayed, but at the same time, apply wisdom. Look at what that child has got and bring out that uniqueness on the inside of that child. Don't say, yes, you have to be a doctor. Yes, you've got to be an engineer. Yes, I expect you to be a pharmacist. Have you checked what the Lord has given to that child? Stop killing your children with your own expectations, so that you don't drive those children into the hand of gangs and peers and drugs. Church, wake up. It's a health Sunday. So wake up and check yourself. Like I said before, some fathers don't even listen to their children. And also the way we were raised in Africa, mommy, a child is not allowed to look at you. You know, we are not allowed to look. That's the way we were raised. But church, I want to beg you, fathers, mothers, let them look at you. When they maintain eye contact, you can see into their soul and know there's something wrong or right. You can build their confidence. When he said, don't look at me, I know you who am I? I'm talking to you and then you're looking at me. You are killing that child and killing the self-esteem and killing that child's confidence. Church, wake up! Wake up! Wake up! Wake up! Wake up! Wake up! If you notice aggression, even in a 12-year-old, instead of beating and hitting and hitting, you need to use the wisdom of God to find out why. There's got to be a why. There's got to be a why. Church, wake up! Wake up! Wake up! Drugs break you, youths. Please don't go there. Don't be drawn into the web of drug trafficking. Don't sell drugs for anybody. And also parents, under the sound of my voice, if you have been giving them £2 to go to school, please up it to £5, because there are people out there. When your son, when your daughter is coming back from school, they are hanging at the chicken and chips corner. It is something that I have seen. It is a study tried and tested. And your child is there with just £1, clutch with £1, and it's struggling. I need five chicken and chips, and the man is saying, you can only have chips, you can't have chicken. And the child is frustrated. Week in, week out. Meanwhile, there's a drug dealer, a drug peddler at the corner. One day, you'll call your child and entice them. Yes. And say, okay, you have a father, I'll give you £5. You can get chicken and chips and drink. The first day, and the second day, and the third day, week in, week out. Probably by the fourth week, the child is grown to come to say, you can actually earn more. And then there is a possibility of the exchange of that child's destiny at that point. Church, it's a Sunday health check. Wake up! Wake up. So if you've been giving £2, please, the economic climate of the country does not permit it now. Give that child more. I'm not saying we should spoil them, but please give them what they need so that they don't fall into the wrong hands. Praise God. And Youth prevention is better than cure. Parents, listen to your children. Know them, befriend them. Learn their language, speak their language, come to their level. Your health keeps you high. Drugs will not keep you high. Praise God.
Hallelujah.
Health keeps you confident. Drugs will not keep you confident. I'm talking to the youths now. I hope you can hear me. Value yourself. Know that your body is the temple of God. Drugs affect your health and your well-being. And peradventure, there is somebody or a family that has a child that unfortunately has been drawn or broken by drugs. You don't need to gossip about that family. If you cannot support them physically, just pray. Church, wake up. If you don't know what to say, you can just point them towards rehabilitation. If that is all you need to do, rather than all the gossip that will be going on in church. Have you seen Sister Tolu's son? He sells drugs now. Oh, he peddles marijuana now. You don't need to do that. Church is about the ministry of health. And I tell you, drugs have been part of human history for centuries. And it is estimated there are about 200 million drug users in the world today. But I pray that your son and your daughter will not become part of the statistics in the mighty name of Jesus. And youths come into contact with drugs quite early. Some as early as 8. As early as 8. From primary school. Tell your children they don't need to take drugs to fit in. Youth, you don't need to take drugs to fit in. I say to my children, when you go to school, yes, you have jumped in the playground, you are in the classroom. What separates you is that gate. Is that gate. Teach them self-belief and self-value. Don't just come to church. Anything you learn in church, apply it to your life and to the lives of your children. Church, wake up. Some children will think they are taking drugs to appear grown up. Some might just want to experiment. Some might think it's a solution to so many problems that youths and people growing up are having. Like maybe girls fighting or wanting to just fit in, you know, or children who are experimenting with sex. They think, oh, they will have confidence, able to be able to chat up a babe. Drug doesn't help you. It doesn't help you. If anything, it depletes you. Some deal, some use, and some are just victims of adult drug users. And some youths fall because of the neglect of the church, the neglect of parents. Don't neglect your children. Some are too busy working. Some are too busy. So church, make sure there is a balance in your life. Walk when you should walk. Don't walk too many hours. Don't let your children suffer. Don't let your wife suffer. Don't let your husband suffer. Make sure there is a balance. There is an equilibrium in your life. Praise God. Hallelujah. And also parents, teach your children contentment. Teach them contentment. And some youths go into drugs because of rejection. I come from an African background and I say to you, there is nothing wrong in hugging your child. There is nothing wrong in that. Give them a sense of value, a sense of worth. Do that to them. Love them. Let them know that you are interested. Ask them, oh, what did you learn even in chemistry, in English? Even if you don't know it, get them extra help from teachers who are professionals outside. Because when they know that you want to be part of their lives, you are interested, even in the way they dress, you teach them. Don't let your children find answers outside. And make yourself open so that there is nothing that your child cannot discuss with you. From dating to finance to sex. Those are things that adults in church who are too over spiritual that they run away from. But who is the best teacher? More than you. Who is that best reference point? More than parents. You teach them when they get to that age. You talk to them about sex. You talk to them about hygiene. Talk to them about how to kiss. Talk to them about how to treat women. Talk to them about how to respond to men. Teach them that women, you are a queen. And teach a man how to treat a woman. It's not alien to church. It's all part of church. It's a health check Sunday. Church, wake up. Wake up. Wake up. And also, you, that man or that woman, that you know how to keep malice in the house. It affects your children. And what am I saying? I'm still tying it back to drugs and the youth. If the environment at home is unhappy, if the environment at home is just too caustic, if the environment at home is too toxic and too unhappy, definitely that child is going to find happiness outside. One way or the other. One way or the other, they will experiment either with alcohol, either with drugs, either with marijuana, either with something, just to feel happy and to belong. Church, wake up. So I'm going to leave the drugs and the youth things there. And then I'm going to now come back to the theme of the day, which says, check your spirit. And I'm not just talking to you alone, I'm talking to myself as well. Because I'm real. I'm real. I'm not one of those pastors that will say, oh yes, I'm righteous, yes, I'm right, oh no, yes, no, I am human. So every day I check in with God. Now, Father, am I still in your will? I've been through so much, so I don't want to pass through all I've been through and then miss heaven at the end of the day. So church, everyone under the sound of my voice, young and old, check your spirit. Is your spirit right with God? As you have come to the sanctuary today, are you right with this altar? Are you in connection? Are you in unison with God? And I said to you, it's so sad. The church is sick. The church is very, very sick. And if the church has the duty to heal this ailing world, and yet we are sick, I can imagine how God feels. I can imagine how He feels. If I look to Psalm 69, verse 5, it says, oh God, you know my foolishness, and my sins are not hidden from you. So as you are set under the sound of my voice, no, just accept that as as a human, even before you got to church today, you sinned. You sinned. Even in this service today, you have sinned. Some of you are here physically, but your mind is probably still in the jollof rice that you cooked before you left home. Some you are thinking about your bills. Some you don't trust God. You are just here. That's a sin. Some of you are sitting here. You are checking out another lady. Oh, look at those shoes. That is sin. I'm not saying it's good to appreciate. It's not good to appreciate. I mean, there is a time and season, a time and place for everything. If it's time for that, God bless you, man. Time to pray, just pray. In expectation. When it's time to sing, sing. Some of us, even in our giving this morning, we have sinned. Since the life you live is not your own, everything that you have is not your own. If you are able to treat everything and your life like that, you will see that after today, your life will be better.